Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so as you can see, these are very bright colors, but they're journal cards, and I've had them in my stash for a little while. I got these at the dollar store. They're recollections, and I bought a couple packs of each, and they're sitting in a container beside me over here, on the shelf, but we can use them because they're great conversation starters in your junk journal. It's one thing I like about journal cards that already have stuff on them. Even though they might be a little bit bright, it's okay. It's a junk journal. You can put whatever in there, whatever you want in there, and it doesn't have to be all neutral. We can neutralize these though, in a way. So we might actually put some of these in here so that we can have little conversation starters, which is what I like about it. So depending on what you have, so there's a bunch of birthdays coming up in winter. So this is my winter journal, my winter junk journal part, right? So for the season, there's Valentine's Day, there's Christmas, there's a couple of birthdays, there's Family Day. So there's a bunch of different things that you can celebrate. So look through your journal cards and see what you can find. So, and then just keep them together, separate them out, birthdays, things like that. Anytime you have a card like this, you can decorate the other side, make it neutral, then tape it and hinge it into your junk journal. And then you have instant things to write out for yourself, okay? Things you want to remember, other, different things you want to do. But, it's an easy way to start something in your junk journal. I also have some of these smaller packs, and then there's some that are even on craft paper. If you wanted to just do plain neutral, you absolutely could. So let's say you're going out for dinner. Like, how cute is that? Right? So you can commemorate like an anniversary dinner, or birthday dinner, Christmas dinner, whatever you feel like. So that's half the fun. So it's a great jumping off point. That's my takeaway on this. So yeah, it's, with Valentine's and Family Day, I don't always have pictures of everything, so it's kind of nice to be able to write out little things, even if something like this, and get your family members to fill them out, and put the date on there, and you could put their picture on there if you want to, and then tuck it into your junk journal. It's a great way to commemorate little bits of a person's life. Not just your own, but family members too, or a friend, or whatever. You obviously do yourself too, because you want to make sure, you're included. But, it's a great way to use up these journaling cards, really, for all intents and purposes. All right, so now, most of these are blank on the other side, so they're perfect for, altering and decoupaging and things like that. Now, not all of them do have a blank side, so we're not going to worry about those. I'm just going to tuck them into a pocket in here somewhere, and then I have them for when I need them. But I have altered them before. The blank ones are simple. You just collage something on there, not a big deal. Now these ones are a bit more difficult because they already have a bright side. I think I have a video where I neutralize these quite a bit. Again, it's probably in with my junk journal playlist. I will link it and make sure all of this series has the link to my junk journal videos, so you can find out for yourself what you like. So we're going to neutralize these. It's a good start, right? And then we can go from there. So you get your music paper out, you get your scrapbook paper out if you want to, but you can make it as simple or as difficult as you would like it to be. There we go. So neutralization is the key word here. And book page. Now, you do not have to use collage papers. You could do a single sheet of paper over top, like all in one piece, and then call it a day. That would work too. Whatever you feel like. just put it on there. You can have some of the orange showing if you like, or you can cover it all up. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you. I kind of like a little bit of it showing. So. Sometimes I don't even go straight. It's all crooked, but that's okay too. It's just a question of trimming. So again, like I said before, I like this because it's instant conversation for your journal. You know, a lot of us fear that blank page. We're not sure what to write, or you know, it can be a little intimidating, right? So it's nice to have a jumping off point. And I'll just ink the edges a little bit. There we go. And we'll do this side too, so that it just knocks back some of that whiteness there. It's a bit too bright. There we go. And it'll just blend in nicely. And because this is a banner, you can attach it with tape, washi tape, or paper. And then you can flip it up. Or probably this way. Or you could just have it this way and then the other side. It doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. I kind of like having these ones decorated, because then the other side you can do whatever, because you can write underneath onto the paper itself. Okay, let's see, and we'll do this one. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm the right way up. Again, you don't have to cover the whole thing. Some of it can be peeking out. And then, not everything has to be one way or the other. It does look aesthetically more pleasing. Again, you know, this whole series is about shopping your stash and creating with what you already have. And if that means you want to neutralize it a bit, by all means, you know, neutralize it. It's okay. Now we could turn these into tags even if we wanted to. You know, and then you can just cut your corners, put a little hole in the top, and then turn it into a tag if that's what you want it. Absolutely. Let's see, we'll do this one too, because then they're all ready for something else. I like the edges here. I think they're a lot of fun to look at. Some people don't like that, but I like the rough edge of that book page. But you do you. Whatever you enjoy looking at, that's what you should be doing. this. There really is no rhyme or reason to half of this stuff that I make. I just go by feel. I think that's how creativity usually works for me. Some people like to plan things out. That's okay. If that's what brings you joy, go for it. I'll probably ink this one too. More ink would probably be helpful. There we go. I'll do this side too. Now if you wanted to make these colorful, obviously you could. You could just leave it as is on the other side. And then just have a very colorful junk journal. That's okay. Alright, I still have some frames left over. You could do these in black, of course. That might actually look better. The brown doesn't quite stand out enough. So maybe what we'll do is we will find something else on there. Okay, we have our labels. These labels I made, aren't they cute? Still the same way as I do these ones, but the stamps I use are the roller stamps. So these ones. Well, this is for the much smaller one, but anytime I have a small stamp, that's what I use. So I have the teeny tiny. Where are the other ones? Do I not have it up there? Hold on. Yeah, these are for the teeny tiny ones. I do have the other ones. So there's these. Oops. So Recollections and King Company. So there's these ones. So anytime you have small word stamps, these are perfect for this kind of thing. So the other ones, where are they? Where did I put them? Hold on. There's so much junk on my desk now that I'm having a hard time finding things. There we go. So these are the small ones. There we go. So these are perfect. Oh, I also stamp around numbers in my books because it's fun to add a little bit of graphics. There we go. So these are the very small labels, okay? And then I just use these little roller stamps for the words. So they're perfect for this kind of thing. So it's a great conversation starter for your junk journal. So when you don't know what to write, you don't know what to do, small words and labels are a perfect way to start, I think. All right, so that's cute together. You do different ones, you know. Do I have a bunch more? I've done some with the stickers. Those are cute too. Mind you, the background's a little bit too busy. Some I've done with my own watercolor papers. That's a lot of fun too. So if you are really into, you know, even gel printing, doing your labels on that is really, really nice. It has a really great result. And in the end, oh, they look really pretty and very unique, and it's your art, right? So anyway, what I like about this, you can double up with the small ones, which is nice. Let's see, at this moment, there we go. So it's really kind of neat to just be able to try different things. You could still use bright colors, that's okay. That kind of thing. I'm gonna have to clean up soon. I can't find anything anymore. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we'll do the Hello Sunshine. Yeah. Okay. So, also, what I wanted to do is I wanted to use, if you didn't want to introduce color, on AliExpress they have stickers, floral stickers that are just black outline. So these are really cool to use if you didn't want to introduce more color. So these would be perfect for this kind of thing. So something like that, and then that over top would work quite nicely. All right, so I think that's what I'll do for this one. It just adds a little bit of something, but not too much color for the card, because the color of the background is back in there. So I have found out though that if you do have this on white paper and you want to have them color, use alcohol ink markers to color in the flowers and the leaves, and it works nicely for that. So just saying, if you wanted to, you can color them. All right. There. So it's been neutralized. There's still a little bit of color in the background, which is okay, but it's not as strong as it was before. And it's a good way to start a conversation in your junk journal. Let's see, what else do we have? Stickers and I don't get along too well. I have a hard time sometimes getting these apart. Thought I had it. Come on. Now you could draw your own, of course. You could use the stamp if you have a stamp. I just thought I'd use stickers. Although if this one's not going to come apart on me, I might just use it. Alright, we're using a stamp. Hold up. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. Alright, we'll use a stamp. Sometimes things don't work the way you want them to, as much as I would like to. But that is okay, because we can make it work. There we go. Now, this is kind of messed up. That's okay. You can go like this and make it smaller, and that's fine. Everything is fixable. Let me see if I can actually put it there. Okay. And then we can still add this to the side here. I kind of like it when the label goes off the page or off the tag or journaling card, whatever you want to call it. Whether it's straight or not is a different story, because I think everything underneath isn't, so that does put it off a little bit. That's okay. There we go. Color it in. You can leave it as is, whatever works. But, you know, if you don't have stickers, use your stamps. Whatever works. Okay, let's see. because sometimes the shininess can really be off-putting. Yeah, it all depends. All right. Delightful. All right. Now, what if you don't have either one of those? You could draw something. Do you really need something? Not always. But I do want something here. So if you want to do floral, more traditional floral, depending whether or not we can actually get it apart. That is the key. Alrighty. Stickers and it's a love and hate relationship. It really is. But it does add a little bit of something. Now, it doesn't mean you need to have the whole thing on there. We can have some of it overhang and make it look like more intentional. Just trim that. There we go. So again, conversation starters, right? So if you wanted to, you absolutely could. And it doesn't mean they all need to be neutralized. Sometimes bright is okay because it catches your eye and it's something a little bit different. And there's a good space to write, place a picture, commemorate things. Now, what you could do also is you could put a bunch of these together, put a hole in them, and then attach it to a page. And then just, you know, you can have it like a little fan deck. You know, you can spread them all out, especially if you have a bunch of cards and you don't want to stick them all in a pocket. You can do it that way. But yeah, there you have some fun little conversation starters. So let's see how that would work. Right, so you can coordinate some of your colors together. So I'm going to tape it onto the edge. So let's do that. We can center it, right? Where's my tape? Put it back. You could washi tape. You could use washi tape if you wanted to for this. I'm just going to use clear tape because I think that works better for me. You could put it in a corner. You could center it. I usually try to center it because then I can write all the way around it and then not all of it will be visible. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. And then I'll put another piece here. There we go. And then I can have all this space to write in. And it's really cute. And that coordinates together. Let's see. You can do something like that. You can always flip up like this. We did that upside down, but it doesn't matter because you can do it this way. So if it fits in here, you could do it like that. Alrighty, let's do that, shall we? I think we have enough space here. And we can also do it on the other side, but I Let's just get that on there first. Thing is, I don't want to tape the piece underneath. You know what? It's unavoidable, I think. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it's fine. It is not the end of the world. There we go. That's good. Let's see, we can do another one. You can just tuck them underneath a paper clip too, if that's what you choose to do. And then, you know, in order to save for future conversations, we don't have to attach them all, but what we can do is we can put it into our cover. So I think that is pretty much it for the winter portion of this one, which is nice. Now, this is the center. Don't despair. You can still place it in there. It does not have to be in the center. Okay? We'll just move it over one. It's okay. It's not going to affect how this is going to work. But there we have our first signature. This would be easier if all the other ones were in here. So I think what we're going to do is going to put the other ones back in there, and then we'll take them out as we need them. Okay, because it'll just look nicer. So I think something like this for 4 signatures, I think it's perfect. I want to use that one. Well, we could use it for summer. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Now you can make as many pages for your signatures as you like. Or center. Or you can make as little. It's okay. You do you. If you want to do very specific, you know, there's 3 birthdays, an anniversary, and 1 celebration. That's how many pages I want. Absolutely, you could do that. Then go for it. But this way, you know, it's there, ready for you to go and have fun in your junk journal. You can clip these together and put them in here if that makes life simpler, which, you know, sometimes it does. I'll just get a binder clip and do that. Alright, I'll just clip them in there. That way they're not going to move around on you and drive you crazy. Alright, so there. This is eventually going to be quite thick, which is why we made this flap a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'll make it a little bit easier for you to put together. Oops, without ripping my swan. Oh my goodness. Alright, I am going to put the other ones in here too. So it'll just make life a little bit simpler. So I have all of these, right? All my little pockets and doodads. Find a spot for everything. Stick them all in there. I think that should just about do. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's fold this over. If you find this is too loose, you know what? Get yourself a paper clip or sew it. I'm too lazy to sew it, so I'm not going to. I might sew it later. For now, I just want to keep them sort of, you know, off to one side, so they're not going to drive me crazy. All right. That might drive me crazy anyway. Never mind. Forget what I just said. All right. There we go. This is why we put a long sari silk on there, so that we're not going to be shortchanging ourselves. But there's our first one, decorated and ready to begin enjoying and putting things into. So I hope you like the series, and I will see you for the spring series. Bye, guys.